YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with my X-Men Apocalypse review. I saw this about a week ago, and I think I've had enough time to kind of chew on it and spit out my review at you guys. There are going to be spoilers ahead, so take that into account when you watch this. If you haven't seen it yet and you're a big spoiler hater, just know that it turned out to be a pretty damn decent movie, especially considering the reviews that have been coming out about it. So I think it's worth the watch if you like X-Men movies. Anyway, if you don't like spoilers, be gone! Be gone! Alright, I guess they're gone now. Anyways. First off, let me just say, I don't get the hate that this movie got from all the critic reviews and stuff like that. Like, I don't really understand what they were expecting. Like, a lot of them were saying, well, there's not really anything new. And I'm like, it's the third in a new series. How much new are you really expecting? It's a superhero movie, man. What groundbreaking things are you expecting to come out? I know we just had, you know, Captain America Civil War, and that was amazing and awesome and just crazy. I did a review on that as well, but it's an X-Men movie, man. What are you thinking is gonna happen? Do you think that Wolverine's gonna turn out to be gay all of a sudden? Nope, no hate if he did. Just saying, like, what are you thinking is gonna happen? I don't get it. It turned out to be a really good, pretty fun movie. First Class was better. I'll give it that. And I love how they kind of riffed on themselves when, like, at one part of the movie, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and what's her damn name? The little girl that could shoot like pyrotechnics out of her fingers. Whatever, but I'll think of it in the middle of this and scream it out, I'm sure. But when like they all went and saw, I want to say it was The Empire Strikes Back, they were talking about how, oh, the first movie's the best. Well, I like the second movie better. Well, we all know that the third one sucked compared to the other two. So I like that they kind of riffed on themselves a little bit like that, especially considering how in the original X-Men trilogy, the third one was friggin' awful. So don't try to come at me saying that one was good. I don't know what to do with you. But I like that they kind of riffed on themselves for that. I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know if they were expecting some kind of cinematic masterpiece this side of, you know, Citizen Kane or whatever, but, you know, it's a summer blockbuster that's about people with magical powers, or mutant powers, let's say. What do you want? Alright, past that rant, the characters I really enjoyed the most were, I always liked Quicksilver. I liked him in the last movie. I'm glad that he had an expanded role in this movie, so I really enjoyed him. I still think that wig is atrocious, but other than that, I liked him in here. I'm glad that he knows who his father is now. I kind of wish that he told Magneto that he was his father. Big spoiler alert there if you didn't know that from the comics or from the movies at this point. But, you know, I kind of wish he told him. I kind of think he may have needed to hear that, but hopefully he'll tell them by the next movie. The character introduced that I liked the most was actually Nightcrawler. I loved Nightcrawler in the old X-Men 2 movie as well, so I'm not surprised that I really enjoyed him. I think the actor that they picked out was really good, and I think he did a really good job. It was a small role, small-ish, I guess, but he did a really good job with it. Actually, all the new kids actually did a really good job. Like, Scott Summers and Jean Grey were also really good, so I enjoyed all three of them, honestly. Speaking of Jean Grey, I think it's actually kind of an interesting take they did on, you know, her whole Jean Grey Dark Phoenix thing, because she lets it out a little bit at the end of the movie to take on the villain, Apocalypse Dude. Apocalypse Dude. What am I? I'm sorry, it's 2:40 in the morning when I record things, so usually I'm a little loopy. But she let it out a little bit to whoop Apocalypse's ass when they were finally able to get through to him and, you know, tear him to pieces and whatever. She helped defeat him with her Dark Phoenix power, whatever the hell that actually is. I don't know what it's technically supposed to be in the movie. It's not really went into very well. I think it was an interesting take on it, but I really don't know what was going on, and that is kind of a complaint about it. Sometimes you just don't really know what's going on with people's powers. I'm glad that the dude looked less like Ivan Ooze in the actual movie, because I remember when the first press releases come out of Apocalypse, he straight up looked like Ivan Ooze. And if you don't know who Ivan Ooze is, I am a child of the 90s. I watched Power Rangers growing up, and I was so psyched about the first movie that came out. And the villain was Ivan Ooze, this crazy looking purple dude. And the first pictures of Apocalypse that came out, he straight up looked like that dude, and I couldn't get past it, and I was screaming, just laughing my ass off when I saw those pictures. I'm glad that either the, kind of darker lighting in the movie toned it down a little bit, or maybe they went in post-production and kind of fixed it a little bit when people started laughing like crazy at it, because I was not the only one that saw that. Whew. But I'm glad that he did not look like Ivan Ooze in the movie, or I would not have been able to take it seriously. And I thought I was going to be riffing this whole movie, and because of such bad reviews that were coming out, and I actually was able to sit there and be quiet for the most of it, which is fairly impressive for me. I was terrible in Jurassic World. I kept screaming stuff at the screen, because I'm terrible. Magneto's family, I did like that. I liked seeing him in a little family setting in Poland where he had the wife and the child who had the mutant power of talking to animals. She was a regular little Dr. Dolittle, and then of course when the police came, because he's totally Magneto, guy who tried to shoot the president, or not shoot the president. He was accused of shooting JFK, and then he totally tried to kill Nixon, which he's not the first person to want to do that, but you still can't do it. So he's super wanted. But of course they come out with arrows, and somebody gets spooked by the little girl calling birds to help her daddy because she's 5 and freaked out. One of the police dudes accidentally shoots an arrow through the kid and the mom, and Magneto loses his shit and kills them all with like a little locket necklace. Oh, that broke my heart, man. I was so sad for him, and no wonder he was so messed up through most of the movie. So like, Apocalypse had his 4 horsemen. Magneto was one, Storm was one, and I think they did a pretty good job with her too. She actually felt like she had a purpose in the movie, she had a personality. I can't say that for the other 2. Psylocke literally had like 5 lines in the whole damn movie. And I think Olivia Munn did okay with her 5 lines, but and she's like the only one who didn't, either die, spoiler alert, or become a good person again or whatever. She like ran off at the end of the battle, so I'm assuming we're probably going to see something from her again in the next movie, although we never saw anything again from Emma Frost, so who knows. Didn't she die? I don't know. They killed off a lot of people off screen between the first and second movie. It's hard to keep them all straight. Which, thank God that poor Alex Summers at least didn't get a bullshit off-screen death like that in this movie. He actually had like, a meaningful death and time for somebody to want to mourn his ass, unlike so many deaths in this series. Ugh. That's just X-Men 3 all over again, but, But speaking of the, horsemen and stupid deaths, why bring in Angel just to kill him before the end of the movie? I hate when movies do that. I was so mad in Avengers Age of Ultron when they brought in their version of Quicksilver just to kill him before the end of the movie. When, everybody thought it was going to be Hawkeye that died, but he died saving Hawkeye. I don't get bringing in characters just to kill them before the movie ends. As a matter of fact, I kind of hate that, and that's something that really aggravated me. And to be fair, there were probably a few too many mutants overall, but it was just few too many characters to keep track of all of them. But that kind of always happens in X-Men movies once you get past like the first or second one, because they keep introducing new ones, and movies don't really love killing off the characters that people have gotten to know and love, but either you gotta make room or you can't introduce that many new people. Pick your battle. Anyways, do y'all remember in the previews where like Xavier coming out all bald in the wheelchair was like so weirdly hyped, like it was such a big deal? Why did they do that? That was weird. I mean, he go ahead and let y'all know, he ended up losing his hair because Apocalypse apparently has this ability to transfer his consciousness into another body. That was how he lived for so long. And apparently one of the things that it does is that it made his hair fall out. Whatever. And finally, they did have a Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo. I liked that it was short, and I liked that it kind of made sense for what it was. They were in the building with Colonel Stryker. I don't know if he was a colonel at that point. I no longer remember because I hate that asshole and I block him out. Apparently he was their weapon of the moment, and Jean Grey broke him out and then gave him just enough memory to remember who he was so he would calm the hell down. Because he was like ripping everybody to shreds and run off into the snow. And that was all you saw of Wolverine, which, by the way, apparently they're filming the next Wolverine movie in my family's hometown of Sicily Island, Louisiana. My sister just told me that tonight. I'm like, what the hell are they filming there for? There is nothing there. That is a population of less than 1,000 people. Like, there's a reason you've never heard of that town, because it's not even a town, it's a village. Apparently they're filming it there. So I have to go home and go see Hugh Jackman, or try to, and probably be thrown in jail. Anyways, that's it. My overall review, it's a good movie. Is it cinematic masterpiece? No, but I wasn't expecting that going in, and it was nowhere near as bad as the new Fantastic Four reboot. So let's chill a little bit. It was a good movie. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!